Hi folks, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. Looks like we got the very end of Old Faithful going off. It's been spotty weather, snow, and sometimes it's been clear, but I noticed some of the geysers were fairly dirty today. And I wanted to cover what's been going on there at Denny Creek and some of the earthquakes that they are not reporting or reporting wrong. At 5:43 a.m. today, there was a magnitude 1.8 earthquake there at Yellowstone, just north of Yellowstone Lake. USGS said it was a magnitude 0.8. Yeah, they left off the 1. I have 4 different monitors. Here on the left is borehole 208. We also got Denny Creek. I want to cover that next. Holmes Hill, and then the western boundary. You can see here, let me go to the seismic signature. There's that 1.8 for the Denny Creek area. Here we got it for the borehole 208. Holmes Hill, let me go there, right there. And then the western boundary, right there. It looks like it was fault movement. This is from the borehole 208. You can see we got quite a few here marked in red. We got this one, which actually, let me bring it down so you can see it. It's actually a 1.83. And then we got another one, which is not being reported at all, which would be that one right there. Let me close it, make it bigger. Yeah, slow moving tremors. Okay, we got 2. And then this one right here. Let me make that one bigger for you also. I'll close it. I don't know why the program always goes small. And again, this is fault movement. And then we got slow moving tremors. Okay, and this is the borehole. This is what it's picking up. Let me make this bigger. Yeah, harmonic tremors. Okay, and then we got some more here. Yep, harmonic tremors. And then more recently, when I pulled the files, yep, this is fault movement, all fault movement. And then we got a small earthquake right there at the very end where I pulled the files. Here at Holmes Hill, which is close to Hedgen Lake, yeah, we got some more fault movement going on. Let me extract that, make that bigger if I can. Yeah, more fault movement. This was only picked up there at Holmes Hill. I was going to do a report yesterday, but the monitors went down. And I've been talking about Denny Creek, how we got the sawtooth. See that? Screw waves, which have been going on for quite a while. Now, with the different research I have been doing, this is caused by fluid. Compression of fluid. Normally when this happens, within about 18 months, there'll probably be a large earthquake somewhere up in this location. Again, this is Denny Creek. Or maybe a volcanic eruption. And the reason I say that is because this is the area when Yellowstone had its last major eruption. This is the area where it started. But I also noticed, look at the line of melt. I also noticed that other monitors were briefly showing this. When I went to download the data yesterday, there was 3 different sites. For some reason they lost power. I don't know why. But here we have the western boundary. Let me go to the spectrogram. And there was all kinds of activity. See the line of melt? Now, this is along the area where I've talked about there's probably dike intrusion trying to come in, a crack in the ground where the magma is trying to rise. And there was probably, a good hour of data. I don't know how or when it started because, yeah, it wasn't working yesterday. During that same time frame, yeah, Holmes Hill, which again is up there by Hedgen Lake, that was showing the data. And yeah, the Deeper the color, the more the activity. But you can see here we got fluids. Again, this is Holmes Hill. And this here is the borehole 208. Okay, and it was showing the same activity. You can see the thickening of the lines here. Yeah, same activity was going on during that time frame. Going to Google Earth, here's the location of that magnitude 1.8. Now, USGS says it was a 0.8. They were so off. And then over here, let me bring it over. Here we have Hedgen Lake. This is Denny Creek. This is the area that's been showing the signature of compression of water, the sawtooth, the screw wave signature. Over here is Madison River, and this is Holmes Hill. This is the area when it had its last major eruption, where it started. And then it did an unzipping, multiple eruptions, boom, 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 like a zipper being unzipped. And it came down around in a counterclockwise rotation until it got down here by Heart Lake. And that's when the two resurgent domes collapsed at the same time. This is Denny Creek, which for quite a while now has been showing that activity. And then down over here where I first started noticing activity last year, down here by the western boundary, that would be over, let's see, in this location. But everything I read about the screw wave and the sawtooth, normally that type of signature started about 18 months before a large earthquake or a volcanic eruption. 18 months. I'll give you a link to these different papers that I'm going to show you here. Torlino, the screw wave. Volcanic activity is also preceded or accompanied by different types of seismic volcanic signals. Among these signals is the so-called Torlino, Spanish for screw event, are considered to belong to a unique class of volcanic seismicity. He goes on to say that these data constitutes important evidence for the gas fraction, gases coming up, inside the magma fluid. However, the mechanism behind this unique signal remains not fully understood. And then it goes on to talk about fluid flows along with the gases. Earthquakes have preparatory stage years before rupture. This article talks about difference in tidal-induced seismicity, the moon, creating earthquakes there at Ridgecrest before the 2019 earthquake. And there's the Torlino, or the screw wave, right there. And they got it marked from 2009 all the way up until 2019, how they had different bursts. Looks like 2015 and 2011. In this other paper about the Ridgecrest earthquake, it says here, our results show that enhanced tidal seismicity of seismicity along the fault started about 1.5 years before the main shock. This article also says we found that seismicity became strongly modulated by the tides about 2 years before the main shock, thus corroborating the hypothesis. What this signature shows is regional stress that has developed in that location. And in this case, what I've been watching is the stress there at Denny Creek and the western boundary there at Yellowstone National Park. Here we have the GPS station for the Madison River area. And we got north at the top, east here in the middle, and then the height that it has been slowly increasing. Now you remember in 2008 and 2009, it came out later that those earthquake swarms were occurring during times of magnetic intrusion. I'll give you a link to this page. I wish I could make this bigger for you and bring it down, but I can't. Here's the location for that GPS station. And we'll close it out so you can see it. And here we have Yellowstone Lake. This is Hedgen Lake. Here's the station P680. Now this is West Yellowstone. And it's been holding steady, maybe some slight uplift. Again, 2008, 2009, when there was that magma intrusion under the ground causing the uplift. So I want to be fair, we're going to go by Hedgen Lake here, P458. And let's see what it's showing. Okay, let's bring it up. Yeah, look at this jump right here. Let me bring it down so you can see it. 2004. Can I bring it down some more? 2019, that's when they had to close the boardwalk because there was the new hot pool, the spring that erupted underneath the boardwalk. Yeah, I wish I could make this bigger for you. So this is West Yellowstone. That's the area where I've talked about there's dike intrusion. And this is the one that I just showed you. This one over here, that's along the Snake River Plateau. So I want to look at the Norris Geyser Basin. That's close to the area where they just recently had that 1.8, where they said it was actually a magnitude 0.8. And let's take a look what's going on here. Yeah, okay, let me bring it down. I want to show all this data so I can be fair. You can make your own decision. But from what I've been seeing lately and different things that I've read recently, yeah, maybe within 18 months, there might be a large earthquake up in that area. Boy, heaven help the poor people if there's another earthquake there at Hedgen Lake. Remember the one that happened in 1959, the magnitude 7.2, where I believe, 12 people were killed? You can see how the steam coming up here is dirty. That's because of the heat that's melting the rock underneath. Not all rock melts at the same temperature, but as it does melt, it comes up with the steam. But that's all I have for you right now. If you have any thoughts or comments or questions, please put it down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, please share. That will help with the algorithm here on YouTube. And I will talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.